like something God made, even if it hurts sometimes. I wanna live and die the long way, even if it's hard sometimes. I'm sitting in a heartache, looking at the kaleidoscope, people through the bottom of my glass. I'm plenty old to drink, but still pretty young to think that my future might be shorter than my past. There's a new light chasing off the moonlight, making way for those with some place to go. They're gonna close the doors after one more song, but I ain't going home. I ain't going home. 'Cause I wanna feel like something God made, even if it hurts sometimes. I wanna live and die the long way, even if it's hard sometimes. God, send me a radio, sing me a song that'll send me far away, but send me back home. Give me a reason, give me a way, bring me tomorrow, wash away today. Give me everything I want.
So, hello everybody. Welcome to the Red Clay Music Foundry. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. It is such a just sheer delight to see this room 25% full. I'm serious. I'll take it. God dog it. I'll take it. I'll take 25% right now because we've been struggling to do anything. So thank you. Thank you. And I know there were a lot of weird little things when you came in. We're all barking at you to do this and do that and do this and do that. But that's what we need to do because I truly believe that we're going to get over this crap and we're going to get back to normal. I'm in a position where I can't do anything except abide by the rules. That's what I have to do. So everything that y'all were asked to do, I hope politely by everybody that asked you, but everything you were asked to do is part of the rules, and that's the way we have to do it. So remember, if you go to the lobby, put your mask back on. If you're this far away from every other group, then you're safe. Make sure that you are, because it might upset someone else if you're not. So, but there's still plenty of seats in here, so just make sure you're in the right place for you. There won't be a bad seat to see Shawnee or to listen to him. I can promise you that. So, but thank you so much for coming. You folks that are in the house, remember Shawnee has some merch out there, and it's not going to piss him off if y'all take it all home with you tonight. So think about that. And it's also a very appropriate time for me to say hello to you folks watching the live stream at EOP Live on YouTube, at Shawnee's Space Face Place, and at EOP Space Face Place. We're all over tonight. So thank you for coming in. If you'll notice that block at the top of your screen, it says PayPal. It's the tip jar. Shawnee has a Vimeo tip jar. There's all kind of tip jars. Just find a place and leave all your money. That's what we're telling you to do this evening. So please consider that. We would all love that. So thank you. And thanks for tuning in. All of our shows are streamed, so join us for another one. There's about 7,000 songs on that YouTube channel. You folks in the house got to watch some of them before the show started. But you can just go and listen to music all day. If you work for an asshole, don't do it at work. Wait till you get home. But if you work for a nice guy, then do it at work, because he might like it too. So, but remember that part. So we have been having birthday parties for Shawn Mullins for a long time. I know. I love it. I'm so excited about it. In fact, last year, on the last of his birthday shows, was the last show before the COVID shutdown. It's been a year, 1 year since we had normal business. I know, isn't that crazy? It's been a whole year. So, but I love Shawn Mullins. I've known him since he was a wee pup, and I just love him to death. And I think he's a giant in our industry. He's a giant performer, a giant singer, a giant songwriter, and I'm just tickled pink anytime I get to have a show with him. He doesn't know I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna embarrass the hell out of him right now. Shawnee! Yeah. Come here. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna all sing the birthday song for him. Okay? Right now. And we're gonna do it in the key of F, which is the key of love. Y'all all familiar with that? All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the shark bite has such teeth, dear. Pearly white. All right, happy birthday, Shawn Mullins. Happy birthday. Sound like you're 1,000 people right now. Make a lot of racket. Give a nice welcome to Shawn Mullins.
Thank you, Eddie. Love you, my friend. Thank you. That was great. All right. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out tonight. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, happy birthday to Mark. I guess it's your birthday today, right? Happy birthday, Mark. My birthday's actually not until Monday, and I thought yesterday that I was 54 on Monday, but I'm only 53. Isn't that weird? I've just lost count of it all. A friend of mine said, you know, most people do it the other way, where they think they're younger than they are. Oh, it's good to be back. I will say that. Well, let's see. I'll do a mix of stuff tonight. I'll do a lot of stuff from older stuff. I'll do a few new songs. Might do a song that most of y'all haven't heard yet. Who knows? I'm going to start with, because special guests are here tonight, my dear friend Glenn Matullo and his family. And Glenn recorded Soul's Core. He was the main engineer recording all that good stuff, and he recorded Eggshells, and he recorded a lot of the records to follow Soul's Core as well. And so I'm going to start by playing the first song on Soul's Core, which is Anchored in You. I am in motion. I am blue. And love is an ocean. I'm anchored in you. And I am a dreamer. So you sent me away. Well, sometimes we dreamers, we just get in the way. But I always know, since I was a child, that the road is my home, and my spirit is wide, and I have my and I'm stoned in San Francisco with you on my mind. Love is an ocean. That's why I'm anchored in you. Love is an ocean. Thank you. And hey, thanks, Glenn, for all the years of wonderful recording. I certainly couldn't have done it without you. And I mean, I could have done it without you as far as another engineer. It just wouldn't have sounded as good. He's so wonderful. I remember the first time we worked together fully on a record was Eggshells. He recorded that record, and I think you were working on Big Blue Sky too, along with Don McAllister. But I remember during the Eggshells project, Don was over at the Avondale Town Cinema, and that's where he had his studio at the time. And that place has gone back and forth between being a music venue, a movie theater, a recording studio, a restaurant, all these different things. Ava's Our Way Cafe used to be there in the old days. It was just the lobby was their restaurant. But and when I was a kid, it was a recording studio as well. But I remember I said, I'd really like to record a record with you, Glenn, and I'll just have it, you be the engineer. And I said, but under one condition, because Don was there. He had the main room, and then Glenn had a smaller room. And I said, the one condition is that we've got to get the, Don had all these cats. He had a lot of, and I love cats. I love dogs and cats. I love all animals, but Don never would clean the litter box out. And it would get to where it was like a mountain. It was the weirdest thing you've ever seen. It looked like a sandcastle. And I said, we've got to clean the litter box out, man. I just can't go in there and record without that happening first. So he was so... You probably had to do it, though, to make it happen. It was probably you that did it, so I'm sorry ahead of time, or after the fact, rather. Oh, my gosh. Do a new song for you, the one that's not been recorded anyway. It's one that it came from a poem my wife Amy wrote, and during this time over the last year and a half or so, it's just since the COVID thing especially. And really, I had a heart thing happen back the October before that. And so I've been kind of just, I was worrying a lot. I was just kind of like always in a state of worry. And she wrote a poem called Old Man Worry. And on my birthday, to celebrate my birthday, it means so much more, Old Man Worry. And so I'm going to do this one for you guys. I love this song, and it keeps me out of that space keeps me in a more hopeful place. Old man worry, no, you ain't no friend of mine. Though you sat with me through sleepless nights, you're always laughing at my decline. Old man worry, no, you ain't no friend of mine. Old man worry, you wear a clever dark disguise. You fill my life with hopelessness, telling me all those wicked lies. Oh man, worry. You wear a clever dark disguise. Yeah. But I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry. Oh man, worry no more. Said I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry. Oh man, worry. Oh man, worry. You've been a faithful enemy, but it's time for me to say goodbye. Gotta set my sweet soul free. Oh man, worry. You've been a faithful enemy. Yes, you have. Let me tell you though. Said I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry about your worry. No more, no more. Said I'm not gonna worry. Oh man, worry. Oh man, worry. I ain't gonna worry no more. Old man worry, you're dead and gone, me. All right. She's a wonderful poet. She writes a lot, and she's been writing more words than I have over the last couple of years, I'll tell you that much. I'll come up with melodies and chords, but for some reason my words are slow right now. But I remember one time I talked to Rodney Crowell about that years ago, and he said, man, you're not always, you can practice at it for the for the exercise of writing every day if you want, but it's not always going to happen for you, and it comes when it comes. And what I think I need to do though is I need to get back to reading more. I used to read a lot more, and I've been watching a lot of Netflix. That's the truth. And I never wrote too much watching TV. Although I did write one song with Panda. We wrote a song together while we were watching TV. Yeah, we were watching Doomsday Preppers and The Walking Dead and CNN and Fox. We had it all going. We were turning it back and forth, and this song popped out. You can read it in the papers, watch it on the news. Everybody's got the pre-apocalyptic blues. Yeah, you better be ready when the shit goes down. Well, you better head on down to Costco, get you a buggy full of rice and beans, a year's supply of 2-ply for your composting latrine. So you be ready when the shit goes down. Now, don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, or you'll be running scared. There ain't no second chances for the bravery impaired. 'Cause you know there's a couple of commies hiding underneath your bed, and the zombies gonna eat up all the brains in your head. I got a Rambo knife with a compass on it and a ballistic bug-out bag. I got an AK-47, about 100 extra mags. I'm gonna be ready when the shit goes down. When the shit goes down, yeah, you better be by my jacuzzi. There's a Uzi and an RPG. Got a Stinger missile mounted on my wife's SUV. They won't get to me, no matter who they are. I got landmines buried all over my yard, 'cause I read it in the papers, y'all. I watched it on the news. Now I got the cryptic pre-apocalyptic blues. I'm gonna be ready, yeah, when the shit goes down. Will you be ready when the shit goes down? Yeah. How'd you like that drowning trombone solo? No more drinks for her. All right. Smells like chili dogs in here. Like somebody's. She said sorry. That's awesome. That's okay. I love chili dogs. Did y'all go to the varsity? Yeah? Oh, I love it. I thought it was me. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, huh, I like it. Man, we used to go to the varsity every weekend when I was a kid. Almost every weekend we'd go if we could, and we'd go to the varsity, and then we'd go see a movie. And this was back when they had a bunch of movies still around. You know, like the Rhodes Theater was open, and Toco Hills was open, and they had a couple that would play the old classics. Like they had one called the Screening Room, and another one called the Silver Screen, which was at Peachtree Battle, I believe, over there. And man, we had, and then once in a while there'd be something at the Fox Theater we'd check out. But my dad was a huge movie buff, And so that was one of the ways that, one of the things I really remember that was great about the childhood. He didn't like the ladies sweeping up, though, while we were eating at the varsity. I remember that. That was like a big deal to him. They'd be like sweeping up under his feet, and he'd be like, I'm like, God dang, Dad, they got to sweep up, you know? Yeah, we were back then. It was that famous guy that kind of started What Do You Have, and he was famous, and he was there for many years behind the counter. What do you have? What do you have? There you go. And then once you told him what do you have, he would say drink, 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 until you said drink, because they wanted to keep that thing moving, man. That was great. I was like, Atlanta was an interesting place to grow up. A lot of character. He was from a small town in northern Mississippi. She was raised on the Puget Sound, a third-generation hippie. And faith would take them to L.A. County, get them stuck in a traffic jam, in El Camino, in a red Trans Am. Her stereo was blaring Bob Dylan, the bootleg sessions. And other times they are changing, made a pretty good impression. She looked over and caught him smiling under a California setting sun. They fell in love on the 101. California, 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 dreams come true. Well, they got in with that in crowd. They got off on the rock and roll. The cocaine's free and the music's loud. Backstage at the Hollywood Bowl, they got the house in Topanga Canyon. Oh, and they partied at the Viper Room, blending in to the neon gloom. Hey, California, California, California dream come true. You can dream you want to, baby. California, California, California dreams come true. Well, you see them down on the Sunset Strip, trying so hard to be so hip. Manhattan Beach to Malibu, you know it's all about that ocean view. And who you know in Hollywood, it's cutthroat, baby, but it's understood. Champagne, Kool-Aid, drink it down. You're the toast of Tinseltown. California, California, California dream come true. Yes they do, yes they do. California, 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 dreams come true. Thank you. All right. I just want to light you up like a fire. I just want to turn you on and take you high. Everybody's got a flat screen. Everybody's gotta be seen. Everybody wanna be famous. Ain't nobody gonna blame us. Everybody wants the real deal. Everybody wants to cop a good feel. Everybody want more money. Everybody wants a taste of your honey. I just want to light you up. Light you up like a fire. I just want to turn you on and take you high. Everybody wants to pick your guitar. Everybody wanna ride in that fast car. Everybody wants a puff of your pipe dream. Everybody wanna lick your ice cream. Yeah, the preacher wanna tell you about a little right. Your mama and your daddy got you uptight. Your lover gonna go and pick another fight. I just wanna keep you up all night. I just want to light you up, baby, like a fire. I just want to turn you on and take you higher. Yeah, this old world can bring you down and turn your smile into a frown, break your heart and make you sad, drive you stark, raving mad. But I just want to light you up, babe, like a fire. I just want to turn you on and take you higher. And I just want to light you up like a fire. I just want to turn you on and take you high. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank a special sponsor that I have every week for this live stream. And of course, we're live streaming tonight as well as we did last night. And but normally I do this on Sunday, not this in the audience, but at home I do a live stream every Sunday. and I have a local sponsor called Live at the Print Shop. And these guys are great. If you've never seen this concert series, please do check it out. You can subscribe on YouTube. I've got a great concert on there. I normally don't like to watch my own concerts. I will be honest with you about that. I don't find, I'm like, oh man, it looks terrible or it sounds terrible or something like that. But this one's really, really good. It sounded great, and we didn't look too bad either. And I had Panda and Patrick with me. It was a really cool trio performance. And Adam, he also does a great interview for each one of these concerts that he has. He's had Collective Soul on there, as well as Ed Roland solo. He did a show with just Ed Roland solo, which was awesome. He's had Angie Aparo, which is awesome. Who else? Driving and Crying was a great one. So a lot of local Georgia stuff, but then he brings in national acts like Daryl Scott, one of the greatest singer-songwriters out there. And he really gets deep in the interviews and talks about he gets real with you. So it's really cool. Y'all check it out. It's called Live at the Print Shop. You can find it on YouTube. And I want to thank them for helping out every week with this live stream I do. Well, let's see here. I've got a few requests that I'm covering tonight. This one's from the Bomars. I want to thank them for coming. They've been a big part of, I think Eddie told me they've come to every show since it reopened here. So you guys are awesome. And they had a special request, said that Mr. Bomar had played this for his, I don't know, are you a teacher? Is that right? I got you. Assistant principal. How cool is that? Well, I'm honored that you would use one of my songs for that. I really appreciate that. But he said it helped a kid, and that's what it's all about in my book. And so I wanted to do this one for y'all, and I hope y'all like it. I haven't done this one in quite a while, so I hope I don't mess it up. My granddaddy, he was raised up in the hills. In 29, he came down. Hitched a ride to Atlanta. He got a job in a cotton mill. And everybody called it Cabbage Town. Cabbage Town. The hand-painted sign said Cabbage Town. He met my grandma when she was just 16. Spindle number 7 on the 2nd floor. Grew a little garden, yeah, and they started a family. But they owed all their pay to the Red J store. Oh, Cabbage Town. We're never getting out of Cabbage Town. That's what they thought. Oh, Cabbage Town. What goes up must come down. Yeah, the shadows fell, and it covered Cabbage Town like a dirty veil. Up this morning, my eyes were filled with tears. I've been dreaming about Grandpa for 40-some-odd years. Now the mountains call to me. It's a lonely, soulful sound. Once I leave here, I ain't never going back to Cabbage Town. Oh, Cabbage Town. You better stay away when the sun goes down. Oh, Cabbage Town. Never going back to Cabbage Town. Never going back to Cabbage Town. I'm never going back to Cabbage Town. No, 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 no. Thank you. You know, when I wrote that, I was thinking of my own grandmother who had come down from Adairsville, Georgia, and she wasn't at Cabbage Town Mills, which was actually a bag. They made bags. They took cotton and wove them into bags, but she actually worked in a cotton mill in somewhere north of Atlanta between Adairsville, and it was probably up 75 somewhere between, about halfway between. And I had her in mind. And growing up here in Atlanta, I remember thinking every time my grandmother and I would drive by Cabbage Town, she lived in Lakewood in southwest Atlanta, and so did we for the first 6 years of my life until we moved over to Decatur. And she would say, "Honey, now that's Cabbage Town." And I was always like, "Why do they call that Cabbage Town? You know, that's weird." I was thinking to myself. And so one day I asked her, "Why do they call it Cabbage Town, honey?" Her name was Honey. And Honey said, "Well, because back when, a long time ago, when the mill was open, the folks there that worked at the mill, they would grow a lot of cabbage there. And it's healthy, you know, it keeps you going, and it smelled like cabbage when you would drive by. And so that's actually the reason why. At least that's her take on it. And so, but of course, all through my childhood and until they redid those, made lofts out of the big place, and now those little mill houses are probably $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 a piece or something. I don't know what. But all through my younger days, it was pretty shut down, except for the folks that were left there, from the mountain folks that had generation after generation, and you'd see occasionally one or two of them on the porches, and I remember going by there in the '80s and seeing that and going, wow, that almost looks like it could be up in Clayton, Georgia, or something. It's like they look like mountain folk, you know, but they were right in town. They were right in Atlanta. And so the song is the perspective, what I'm singing from is one of those guys. And it takes place in the 70s. And so his whole thing is shut down. He's going to leave. and it's many, many years before the rebuilding of that area. And so he's thinking about his grandfather and grandmother. And so that's kind of the idea, is that it took place in the 70s. And I feel like sometimes, like Larry John Wilson used to say, that sometimes my songs need a little explanation. I'm not going to give you a big story on this one, but this is based on a true story of a homeless vet I knew just a little bit out in Portland, Oregon. Well, Frank don't mind the rain. He kind of digs the sound. But Portland in November can sometimes get you down when you're standing in a doorway trying to keep out of the cold. No one's looking your way, and you got no bills to fold. Well, Frank, he don't like begging, but he could use a buck or two and get a bed down at the mission, maybe sleep a whole night through, and dream about Maria, the girl that he once knew. We all need a little sunshine. We all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Too many days, dark and gray. We need a little sunshine. Touched down at Pioneer Square in June of '69. He thumbed here up the West Coast to get the war off of his mind. And that's where he met Maria, y'all. She made him feel so fine, singing, we all need a little sunshine. She was singing, we all need sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Love was free, so was she. Hey, singing in the sunshine, sweet sunshine, yeah. Frank wakes up at sunrise and he hears a distant train. He finds a piece of cardboard in the alley by the drain. He writes his message black and bold, remembers why he came here. We all need a little sunshine. We all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Too many days, dark and gray. We need a little sunshine. Little sunshine. Frank don't mind the rain. He kinda digs the sound. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, it's been a crazy time over the last year and a few months, hasn't it? Yeah, we just got another test day before yesterday, and you know, we're good. But sometimes, yeah, well, I thought I'd throw that in there, since I'm breathing and spitting and everything. But I will say this, some of them hurt more than others. Have y'all noticed that? I guess it's kind of like a shot, like someone that gives shots. Some are good at it, some ain't. And boy, this lady the other day, I'm telling you what, she put a hurting on both of us. She really did. It always feels like they're touching your brain, but this one felt like she, gave me a lobotomy. Yeah, maybe that's why I couldn't remember how old I was the next day. I wonder, because it was the next day that I thought I was 54, and I was. It was so bad that the lady after her that gives you the paper, and it was one of those drive-up things, and she gives you the kind of thing like I don't know, it's probably a waiver, I don't know, but it's something that they give you to ride away with. And she was looking at me because I was so teared up. I was like, and this poor lady was looking at me like, she like felt bad about it. She was like, oh, okay, well, have a good day. It was a different lady altogether. The one that gave the test was fine. Very confident in what she did. Schadenfreude is what the Germans call that. Not good. New like smoky morning, cool like heaven glow. Meet me on the mountain, got no place to go. I like my daylight to be silver. I like my night skies to be blue. Blue as you. Underwater daydream. I love this verse, very psychedelic. It's a psychedelic country song, this thing. Underwater daydream, bone dry desert sand. Half them words you're singing, boy, I don't even understand. But I like my daylight to be silver. I like my night skies to be blue. Blue, blue as you. Days I while away, guess it you could say I'm just unwinding. What you're looking for, babe, I know it isn't what you're finding. Blue is you. Interstellar rainbow on its cosmic wheel, rolling where the wind blows, never standing still. I like my daylight to be silver, and I like my night skies to be blue, blue as you, blue as you. Also, sometimes I'll tell the story beforehand or during the song, but I'll do a quick one after the song. It won't be nearly as good this way. But I wrote this with Matthew Sweet and Pete Droge, and we were in a band called The Thorns. And we toured all over the world for, 2.5 years, and still nobody really knew about it. It was very weird. We had all kinds of support from Columbia Records, and we sold 250,000 records, which nowadays it would be really, really good. But back in, I think, 2002, it was that was definitely considered a failure. But we worked really hard, and we got great experience just getting around the world. We got to open for the Dixie Chicks all over the world, and played with the Jayhawks all over Europe and America, which was a really fun tour. And so when we were writing this song, Matthew Sweet had fallen asleep on the couch, and Pete and I were writing the song, basically. But we knew we had to split the publishing 3 ways. And it made, it kind of was like, well, let's wake him up so that he can at least write a verse, because otherwise I don't want to give him anything, And I really love Matthew, though. But when we had written the first 2 verses, and Pete had come in with the chorus. And I think what it was is Matthew didn't really like the song that much, and he was tired, and he just kind of fell asleep on the couch. But so we got to that 3rd verse and decided to wake him up. And I remember taking the eraser into my pencil and kind of poking him, and, hey, Matthew, we need a verse. And he's like, what? And he wakes up and, yeah, man, we need a verse. And he goes, okay, interstellar rainbow on its cosmic wheel, rolling where the wind blows, never standing still. And then he rolled back over and went to sleep again. And it's like my favorite verse. It is my favorite verse in that song. They're both so talented, I didn't know it was There's some interesting YouTubes of us playing. There's one doing like a German TV show or something, where I remember the guy that was running the show. It was in Bonn, Germany, and the guy that was producing the show turned off the AC, and it was a live club show, and they had about 300 people packed into a room about half this size, and a standing room in the middle of the summer, and no AC. And he wanted it that way. He was like, it looks better when they sweat, And we did. But there's you can check that out on YouTube. I shaved my head because the record company really wanted me to keep my long hair, and I basically was, I was like, okay, I'll keep my long hair, and then I shaved it completely bald. He didn't like it. Done this one in a little while. I love this song. It's I got this story from overhearing a conversation in Meridian, Mississippi at a Tasty Freeze, and bless you. And I was trying to find the Jimmy Rogers Museum. And Jimmy Rogers is I guess at this point in time you could call him the great-grandfather of country music. Kind of one of the very first to record and write and mix the blues and country together in this very soulful, very cool thing. Some of you, I'm sure, already know about Jimmy Rogers, and others don't, maybe. He made up a long series of called Blue Yodels, and he numbered them. But a lot of his songs would go yodel-ay, oh, yodel-ay, yodel-ay. I can't really do it very good, but he really could. And he had tuberculosis while he was doing all this. And I think he died about 1930, but he recorded a couple of hundred songs, I think, before that. And incredible. So I wanted to find his museum, which is in Meridian, Mississippi, where he was born. No one knew where it was. I mean, I was asking everybody in downtown Meridian. They were like, what are you talking about? I finally found it. It was so cool to see. And but I stopped by this little Tasty Freeze. I think that's what it was. It was something like that. It wasn't a Dairy Queen, I remember, but it was that kind of place. And I overheard this conversation. The teenage girl that was running the drive-thru was talking to one of her friends that had pulled up in the drive-thru window. There was no one really in line, you know, and they were just kind of chatting back and forth. And I overheard her name, which was Billie Joe McKay. And I thought, man, that's a great, great name. And I thought to myself what it would be like to live there and want to maybe escape, you know, Meridian. Maybe not, but I thought maybe her character would. And my name's Billie Joe McKay. I just turned 16 yesterday. I'm gonna get the nerve one day to get out of here. My mom passed on 3 years ago. Said it was cancer, and took her slow. And ever since then I've been saying no to my daddy and my tears. So if you come down our road, you gotta watch the bump. Right there across from the garbage dump. You can find me out back jumping on the trampoline. In the springtime we'll be skipping school. We'll sneak off to the Cantrell swimming pool. Man, you can't get much cooler than me and my friend Arlene. My granddaddy's hands are worn. 50 years of growing cotton and corn. Back behind the house where I was born before he had to sell. And my cousin Eddie, he got shot in the Super Walmart parking lot. Man, this little town's changed a lot. He said it hurt like hell. Billie Joe McKay. It's a hot Mississippi summer Saturday. Daddy's on the front porch with Uncle Dave, drinking Dixie beer. 16 years of being bored, man, that window's open. Forget the door. I hope there's some gas in the old man's Ford, 'cause I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Hey, I said I'm out of here. Oh, oh. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the way I used to write, for sure. I would find a little truth in something that I noticed and then add a story to it. And I still do that sometimes. I just haven't done it lately. Yeah, it's strange. But you write when you write, I guess, you know. I got to stop going back to, I've watched everything you can watch on Netflix. And, oh, hey. Thank you, honey. Hey, guys. This is my lovely wife, Amy, and that's Daisy May, our beagle. Yeah. Thanks, baby. I love it. Is she behaving herself over there? Pretty good? Yeah, we hadn't, we lost our older dog about a year ago, and then I've always had dogs. I love them and love cats too. We've got a cat named Mitten who's a polydactyl. They got 6 toes. She's got 6 toes on all 4 feet, and we were worried that maybe she wouldn't like Daisy, but they get along just fine. They hang out together, and sometimes Daisy gets a little too close, and Mitten will give her a little swat, you know. But they do pretty good. Thank you for everyone tuning in at home. Sometimes the tuning thing on these old guitars, I love old guitars. It's kind of the way I like to roll. But the difference is that, especially with the original tuners on there, like this one, it's from 1955, and it'll take a second. Well, I met him on the cliffs of Twin Rocks, Oregon. He was sitting on his bedroll looking just like Richard Brodigan. I thought he was an old man. Well, I'm 37. He said he'd been riding trains for 15 years, drawing portraits to keep his belly full of beers. He looked at me like he died and missed the plane to heaven. But he was a nice old guy for a younger man. He had a bottle of Mad Dog he held tightly in his hand. And he waved it around a lot, trying to make his point. And I listened as he told his tales of wine and women and county jails. And we finished off that bottle, we smoked a half a joint. And he said, I came here to watch the sun disappear into the ocean. It's been years since I smelled the salty sea. And he turned his bottle up and down. He saw me lost and he saw me found. He said, I don't know what I've been looking for. Maybe me. I told him I too had been traveling around, just living out of my van from town to town to town, playing for tips, whatever records I could move. said, I don't reckon I'll be making it big, man. It's hard to get rich off a tour of coffee house gigs. He said, yeah, buddy, but ain't it a blessing to do what you want to do? I told him, yes, I pulled out till I watched the sun disappear into the ocean. It's been years since I smelled this salty sea. We turned another bottle up and down. He saw me lost and he saw me found. And I said, I don't know what I've been looking for. Maybe me. I said, it's getting kind of late. I better be heading down this interstate. Can I give you a lift? I'm headed to San Francisco Bay. He said, nope, I think I'm gonna sit right here and rest. Maybe wait on the Tokyo, Montana Express. I might just lay here and dream my life away. I'm gonna sit right here, watch the sun disappear into the ocean. It's been years since I smelled this salty sea. I'm gonna turn my bottle up and down. You can see me lost, you can see me found. Met him on the cliffs of Twin Rocks, Oregon. He was sitting on that bedroll looking just like Richard Brodigan. Just like him. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. So that song, you know, obviously there's a lot of talking going on in that one. I remember when I first started doing that one live, I'd be traveling and I'd do that song somewhere and I could tell that it was throwing some folks off. And I remember a woman going, "Why do you talk through all your songs?" Because you know, this was during the time when I'm traveling around. 90s rock was really popular. You know, it was like in the middle of just that kind of 90s pop rock thing, and there wasn't a whole lot of recitative going on. It was more of you know, I don't know, whatever. It was fine. So I was doing my thing, and in some places it wasn't going over that well. But I just kept plugging away, you know, and really where it comes from, those types of songs that I do are from two people. It's from Chris Christopherson, who and a particular song from him that I learned, kind of the vocal I learned as a child actually, is called "To Beat the Devil." And it's one of my favorites, maybe my favorite of his, and then the other artist, songwriter would be Gil Scott-Heron, who was a poet and also, and you know, beat poet in a way. And so those two guys, both being kind of bass, baritone, speaking type singers, and of course Leonard Cohen comes up, and a bunch of people, but I wanted to be just like Christofferson as far as the way I wrote and the way I presented what I did. And that's funny, you know. I never. It's different. What I do, obviously, it's different than that. It's. I remember hearing Paul McCartney talk about he wanted to be just like Little Richard, you know, and it's very different than Little Richard what he does, you know. He still goes woo, but that's about the only similarity. Yeah, and so that's cool though. That's how music works, you know. We go for our heroes, what they're doing, and then something else comes out of it, you know. I want to do "To Beat the Devil" for you. I love this song. Now, so the story goes is that he wrote this after his hero Johnny Cash read him a poem in Columbia Studios in the hallway. Johnny said, "I want to share this poem with you that I just wrote," and this was during a time when Cash was really having some hard times, and with substance and substance abuse, and so Chris wrote this song kind of in honor of that, and he said that he and Johnny and June helped show him how to beat the devil, and I love this song. I hope you guys do too. Well, it was wintertime in Nashville, down on Music City Road. And I was looking for a place to get myself out of the cold, to warm the frozen feeling that was eating at my soul, and keep the chilly wind off my guitar. You see, my thirsty wanted whiskey, my hungry needed beans. But it'd been a month of paydays since I'd heard that eagle scream. So with a stomach full of empty and a pocket full of dreams, I left my pride and stepped inside a bar. Actually, I guess you'd call it a tavern. Cigarette smoke to the ceiling, sawdust on the floor, friendly shadows. Well, I saw that there was just one old man sitting at the bar, and in the mirror I could see him checking me and my guitar. He turned and said, "Come up here, boy, show us what you are." I said, "I'm dry." He bought me a beer. He nodded at my guitar. He said, "It's a tough life, ain't it?" I just looked at him. He said, "You ain't making any money, are you?" I said, "You've been reading my mail." He just smiled and he said, "Let me see that guitar, son, 'cause I got something you ought to hear." Then he laid it on me. If you waste your time talking to the people who don't listen to the things that you are saying, who do you think's gonna hear? And if you should die explaining how the things that they complain about are things they could be changing, who do you think's gonna care? There were other lonely singers in a world turned deaf and blind, who were crucified for what they tried to show. And their voices have been scattered by the swirling winds of time, 'cause the truth remains that no one wants to know. Well, the old man was a stranger, but I'd heard his song before. Back when failure had me locked out on the wrong side of the door. Back when no one stood behind me but my shadow on the floor. And lonesome was more than a state of mind. You see, the devil haunts a hungry man. If you don't want to join him, you gotta beat him. Now, I ain't saying I beat the devil, but I drank his beer for nothing, and then I stole his song. And you still can hear me singing to the people who don't listen to the things that I'm saying, praying someone's gonna hear. And I guess I'll die explaining how the things that they complain about are things they could be changing, hoping someone's gonna care. I was born a lonely singer, and I'm bound to die the same, but I've gotta feed the hunger in my soul. And if I never have a nickel, I won't ever die ashamed, 'cause I don't believe that no one wants to know. Yeah, so that's the mark I'm always trying to hit, is that, you know, and not easy to do. But yeah, you're sweet, thank you. I always want to. It's good to have goals. Sharing with us what he knows. His shining eyes are big and blue, and all around him water flows. This world to him is new. This world to him is new. To touch a face, to kiss a smile, the new eyes that see no race, the essence of a child, the essence. He's born to shimmer, he's born to shine, and he's born to radiate. Smooth over by a stream, and there's no ticking of a clock, and it truly measures what that means. It truly measures what that means. And this thing we call our time. I heard a brilliant woman say, she said, you know, it's crazy how I want to try and capture mine. I think I love this woman's way. I think I love this woman, the way she shimmers, the way she shines, and the way she radiates, the way she lives, the way she loves, and the way she never hates. Sometimes I think of all this surrounding me, time I cannot change. So here's to looking back. You know, I drink a whole bottle of my pride and I toast to change, to keep these demons off my back. Just get these demons off my back. 'Cause I wanna shimmer, wanna shine. I want to radiate. I want to live. I wanna love. Yes, I do. I wanna try and learn now not to hate, not to hate. We're born to shimmer. We're born to shine. We're born to radiate. We're born to believe. We're born to love. And we're born to never hate. He's born to shimmer. He's born to shine. He's born to radiate. He's born to live. He's born to love. Thanks, y'all. Y'all been so good to me tonight. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure making some music in front of a live audience. It's been a while, and I'm working on that. I heard that. I'm trying to figure out the design. Yeah? Would it be bedazzled? Yeah, we've got some beautiful rec shirts. I think we've still, yeah, you got it? I think we've still got some on the website. We got made up some new ones. And yeah, unless they're already out, we've got a few there on the website. That'd be www. Period. ShawnMullins.com. Yeah. 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 And oh yeah, Patreon. I've got a little Patreon thing. It's kind of like a fan club thing where you pay a little bit every month, and I put a bunch of stuff up there. And sometimes I'm better than other months, but I try to get stuff on there. And thank you. I'm so glad. I appreciate you. I've lost count of the times I've given up on you, but you make such a beautiful wreck, you do. Yeah, there's a tavern on the corner called the Milky Way, and you look so at home there, it makes me afraid. And at the dark end of this bar, what a beautiful wreck you are. When you go too far, beautiful wreck you are, man. Now all the plans that you had from 7 years ago, like all the promises you made, I watched them come and go. You've put your keys in the car, but it would not drive you. With your hands on the wheel, looking barely alive, yeah. Yeah, hey, I'm still sitting here waiting on the passenger side. You to make up your mind, for you to make up your mind. At the dark end of this bar, what a beautiful wreck you are. When you go too far, a beautiful wreck you are. Yes, what a beautiful, such a beautiful, beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, such a beautiful. I've lost count of the times I've given up on you, but you make such a beautiful wreck, you do. Yeah, you make such a beautiful wreck, you do. You make such a beautiful wreck, you do. At the dark end of this bar, what a beautiful wreck you are. When you go too far, beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, such a beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, such a beautiful. Had to stand up so my legs didn't go to sleep. Good to stretch your legs. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate you so much. Been fun tonight. I appreciate you being here, and yeah, it is a happy birthday for me. It is. It's always been it's a tradition to do this with Eddie and his. That's right, and it's a big deal for me too, and it really is to make another. When I wrote this tune, I was trying to make my guitar sound like an Appalachian dulcimer. And so I tuned it this way. So it had this kind of, it sounds nothing like an Appalachian dulcimer, but that's what I was going for when I first tuned it this way. And then I started playing the guitar a different way. And again, you know, music is cool that way. You start with one thing and you end up with something else, and sometimes that works really well, what you end up with. This song was, it was my first big #1, and my only #1 pop song, which I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I was going to have a #1 pop song. I'd been a folk singer for 10 years when this thing went to #1 and on the pop charts. And since then, I've had a few other #1s, but they've been either in Americana or adult alternative or country. I was able to have a country #1 with Zach Brown Band, which was a lot of fun. Did you at the Fox? Yeah, that was a fun show. That was a really fun show. We raised some money that night to rebuild the Georgia Theater in Athens. Yeah. Yeah, I wrote the verse in that song "Toes" at the end of the song when it says, "Put your ass in a lawn chair and your toes in the clay. Not a worry in the world and a PBR on the way." That's the part that I wrote, and because I thought that I wasn't really writing the song with him. The song was done, and I went to listen to it just to give it my ear, you know. And I'd known him since he was about 14, and he wanted to know what I thought. And I was like, man, I think this song's huge. It's like, this is going to be great. I said, just one suggestion: change up your drinks and your location at the end of the song. Since you're talking about you got to go back, make it to where you're back again. And he was so sweet to use. I didn't expect it. He called me up a few months after I suggested that, and he said, "Hey, we just got this massive record deal and a big publishing deal, and it wouldn't be right to not give you some publishing on that last verse." And I couldn't believe it. He was so kind-hearted, and yeah, that paid a bunch of bills for the next year. So I appreciated that. That was back when publishing could make money, and anyway, so yeah, it was never really about that kind of trying to be on the top of the charts. But you know, when you once things get cooking and you're on a big label, that they'll push you toward that. And of course they would. Their job is to sell records and to make things, you know, do well. So I was kind of out of place but I loved the idea of getting to travel all over the world, and I did get to do that. And I hope to get back to that again. But what's cool about this song is it really started from nothing, and you know, with no hopes or dreams of anything like that happening. It was just a real story, and thanks to Leslie Fram and Steve Craig from the old 99X in Atlanta. They pushed this song, and they you know, Leslie took a box of my records and mailed them to all kinds of friends of hers in the radio business, and the next thing you knew, it was on a bunch of stations. And all of a sudden, I had all these people calling me, trying to get me to sign with them. It was weird. They had never done that before. She grew up with the children of the stars in the Hollywood Hills and the Boulevard. Her parents threw big parties, you know, everyone was there. They hung out with folks like Dennis Hopper and Bob Seger and Sonny and Cher. She feels safe now in this bar on Fairfax. From the stage I can tell she can't let go, she can't relax. Just before she hangs her head to cry, I sing to her a lullaby. I sing everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye. rockabye, rockabye. She still lives with her mom outside the city. Down that street about a half a mile. And all her friends tell her that she's so pretty. She'd be a whole lot prettier, you know, if she'd smile once in a while. But you know, even her smile, it looks just like a frown. She's seen her share of devils in this angel town. And everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. So rockabye, yeah. Rockabye, rockabye. I told her, I said, I ain't so sure about this place. It's hard to play a gig in this town and keep a straight face. Seems like everybody's got a plan. It's kind of like Nashville with a tan. But everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Oh, everything gonna be alright. Yes, it is. So rockabye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Thank y'all so much.